Hey folks, I'm Mike Graham, and I'm live in the gym, baby.
Cheers, man, we're live. Get your ass up, Wing. In the den. In my big raw voice. Got a very special guest, actually our first live guest inside the den. No other than 6'9" power forward out of number 9 Boys Club, Spin Gone High School, Georgetown University, NC2A 1984 champion, my friend, Mike Graham, the beast of the Big East.
It's all baby, all metropolitan.
All metropolitan.
Don't get that.
All metropolitan. Yes, indeed. 7 years in the CBA, went overseas in Southeast Asia, had about a 10-year pro career, man, after that stint up Georgetown. Actually, he won the chip of Georgetown and transferred to UDC. Never saw UDC. Mike decided to go pro. Was the 76 pick, Mike? What?
Right.
76.
Fourth round.
76 pick in the 4th round.
Win them
Can I finish my dialogue? I did my motherfucking research. God damn. Seattle Supersonics, man, it was the last cut, man, but then all money, good money, went overseas, got that money, man. I met Mike, man, back in a little history when I was 18 years old playing in number 11 Boys Club in the PAL tournament, which is the Police Athletic League, what they called back then. I'm not saying girls because it wasn't girls back then. It was strictly Boys Club. And we was playing in the tournament, man. It was a citywide tournament with all the boys clubs in the city. Mike and them got their ass whipped. Yes, they did. Sherman Douglas and them got their ass whipped. We whipped shit out of Rat Tiff and them over number 2. And so at the end of the, before you go to Niagara Falls for the big statewide chip, you could pick, I think we picked up 3 players. We picked up Big Mike Graham, we picked up Baldy from number 9. Did Baldy play with you? No, Baldy was at 4 or 9.
Baldy was at 4. He was at 4.
Baldy and Queen. You remember Queen?
Yeah, they was at 4.
That was a nice ass mob they had there.
Yeah.
Baldy and Queen and what's some other guard
They
name?
have enough balls.
The point guard. Yeah, I know, because Queen was Queen could flat out.
Oh, yeah.
Queen could flat out do it. So we go up Niagara Falls in a 13-passenger van. That was about I don't know what about 9 or 10 hour ride.
Yeah.
Packed like sardines, man. One of the best trips I ever took in my life, man. We motherfucker had legs on top of each other, fucking elbow in your face, man. That motherfucker was sleeping. Sleeping the best way you could sleep, man, because that's one van we took up there with Coach Lester Howard, man. Lester Howard was a hell of a coach, man, a teacher, and he was a police at the time, because all the police worked in the Boys Club. Took Mike up there, man, so we getting ready to go play Detroit. And so my homies, Big Lenny and Eric Floyd, Big Sky Floyd, they was roommates with Mike. So they come get me, they say, hey, man, we ain't going in our room. I said, what do you mean you ain't going in the room? And they say, man, Mike Graham and that motherfucker sitting in the middle of the floor. And we thought he was motherfucking Buddha praying or something. They said, man, Mike had a sandwich bag full of weed in the middle of the motherfucking floor. They said, man, Mike and that motherfucker getting high. So I got out the motherfucker, left my room, went over there, opened the door, man. I said, so where the fuck y'all gonna sleep? Mike looked up at me. I looked at my homies. I said, man, where the fuck y'all gonna sleep? See, y'all must go sleep in the hallway. Mike carried on with what he was doing, and that worked out. That worked out, man. So that's when I first run across the big fella, man. Always respected the game, straight beast. Back then, you ain't had to have no jump shot when you were doing what he was doing. Offensive, defensive rebound, put back, dunks. Watched him play up the Herb Bowl back in them days, man, when it was crazy up there, Mike. Talk about that Urban Coalition. A lot of people don't know about that.
Hey, man, that was the best basketball probably on the East Coast. They talk about the Rutgers League. Well, the coalition was it. You know, the coalition, you had everybody that was somebody that come through there from Manu Bold, Adrian Branch, Len Bias, Larry Wright, Eric Sleepy Floyd, my power forward high school, Bootney Green. I used to call him Skywalker.
Yes, sir.
He was 6 feet, and every time he jump up in there and dunk on somebody, I could see the bottom of his shoe.
Everybody tried to get Bootney 6'2" and 6'3", but Bootney standing next to me, we about the same height.
Yeah, but he just played big.
Man, yes, sir.
You know, and if he had that jump shot back in school that he got now,
yeah,
man, he'd be dangerous. You know, and I want to really thank him because without him, I probably wouldn't even went to Georgetown.
Right.
He was like me that I was the Pack.
Right.
He kept people off. You know, and if I were to go to war with the opposite team, I'm taking him with me.
You gotta take Bootney.
I gotta take him with me.
Gotta take him with you, no question.
Doubt.
Mike, how did your spin gone? All Metropolitan. You wasn't on that 31-0 mob. You was before
No,
that?
I was the year before. My senior year was a very hectic senior year. You know, matter of fact, my junior year was better. You know, I went to night school to get my grades and everything, so therefore I skipped the 10th grade to go to the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Played there. We went, you know, we won the inner high by beating Fish and H.D. Woodson and those guys, Sonny Hicks.
Y'all won the inner high that year?
Yeah, we won the inner high, yeah. And then turn around, we went to the championship.
Those some hell of a names you just named, Mike.
Yeah. Oh man,
Sonny Hicks and them boys, man.
We used to punish them, man. We used to punish them, and I used to love playing against Dunbar, Big Chuck Taylor,
Yeah.
and Sylvester Charles, because I know I was putting up numbers.
Yeah, you scared, Charles.
Oh, I was putting up numbers. Yeah. You know, and it was the game. It was the game in the city.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have that no more. They took that away from us.
Turned into the DC Armory.
Yeah. They took all that away from us, man. And you know, in the sense, look what's happening now. But I really enjoyed my time at Spingarn playing for Coach John Woods. But things got bad my senior year, where I didn't even play a half a season. But I was the only All-America player that made parade in the city that year.
Oh, okay.
But they wind up giving me third team All-Met.
Third team All-Met, how that work? Parade is up here.
Because my coach got upset with me. I originally had signed with Maryland. I already signed a letter.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you. That's where I was going next.
So, you know, I kept getting a message from a guy who was working in our school named Bad Leg Fred. He was like an aide, which he knew Coach Thompson real well. And then me and Coach Thompson's nephew were the best of friends, you know. And once my coach found out John Woods, my man didn't play no more, not even JV. So he wound up transferring to Eastern, you know. And then, you know, me personally, I had two teachers up Spingarn that was really concerned about my welfare. John Woods was too, but I think he was sort of upset from the past him and Coach Thompson had about another player before me. So that's what sort of did it, you know. I mean, like I said, I was the only All-American, and when Player of the Year in our high school came amongst our school, you know, he gave it to Bootney. He should have, because Bootney played the whole year, but I could see.
Did Bootney make All-Met that year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see the way he gave it to him. It was just to spite me.
Okay.
You know, I could look in his eyes. I could tell the way he shook his hand that he was, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that because I felt like Bootney deserved it anyway.
So Coach Wood had that much influence on the All-Met?
Donald Huff told me that he did. Donald Huff used to write for the Washington Post.
Okay.
He told me on Butch McAdams' show
on Coach,
that,
yeah. Shout out to Coach Butch McAdams.
Yeah, I didn't make All-Met first team. I should have been player of the year.
Parade All-American.
Yeah.
You should have been player of the year.
It was only two players, me and Tommy Amica.
I remember Tommy. Yeah.
It was only us two. And John Huff told me, well, John Woods prevented all that. He said, because Coach Thompson would call him every week and ask him who's the best player in the D.C. area.
Right.
It was me, without a doubt.
Oh, your name was definitely ringing back there. So how did your recruitment, whatever schools recruited you?
It was everybody. It was everybody who was recruiting me. I was set up to take trips, but I ain't wanted to go because I was scared to fly.
Right. Okay.
I'm from Southeast, you know. I never been on a plane.
Yeah, we ain't get on no.
So I took little trips here and there. But once I signed with Georgetown, and my high school coach knew about it, everything changed. The grades changed and everything. People might think I'm crazy, but my grades did change. You know, I know they did, without a doubt. You know, because I wouldn't go to Maryland. You know, I made it my mind because
that was Gary Williams. Was the Gary Williams that was lefty? That was lefty back
Lefty
then.
had that. It was either lefty or his assistant Sherman Dillard was coming up spin on every day. Wow. And my mother, once she met Coach Thompson and everything, well, she didn't even meet him. She knew about him. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, I feel more comfortable with Coach Thompson than I do with Lefty Giselle. Because she didn't feel comfortable because every time Lefty talked, his ears would move. No, seriously, they would move. They would whip.
Wow.
And she said, I don't feel comfortable. So, I wound up going to Georgetown. You know, it was a lot to get in because once you know, get there, they want to know if you can read. They want to know if you can, comprehend certain things and all that. But, I surprised them with everything. You know, just because I act like a simple dude don't mean, that I knew how to act when I had to act the part.
At that time back then, Mike, Coach was going after gorillas like you.
Yes, sir.
He was going after gorillas like you, and I always used to wonder back then when I used to see those Georgetown teams. He had Reggie Millers from Baltimore. They had that basketball pedigree. He was, but he didn't get a lot. I mean, he got Billy Martin. How was your and Doom relationship? I know y'all was enemies, not enemies, but y'all was UTEC and he at Spingarn.
Yeah, well, I never played against him. I remember when I was being recruited by McKinley Tech, and Kennedy was the coach, and he brought Dooms with him. And I was like, this dude big as hell. I wasn't big, I was skinny. And I was small, and I'm looking at this dude like, damn. I know I'm not going to play in front of this dude. That was my thinking. Mm-hmm. But as I, started playing more and just started filling out, and once I got to Georgetown, it was over. Because I always told Coach, and if he was alive, he'd tell you this today. When he was recruiting me, I had seen Patrick play against Ralph Sampson. I was in the Virgin Islands with Spingarn. Right. We were playing a tournament. We were crushing the tournament. And I kept saying to myself, I want to go there because I want to play with that dude. I really think something could happen with that cat. Come to find out, this cat was to recruit me. Coach Thompson was to recruit me, but I wasn't getting the letters on anything because Coach Wood wasn't giving it up.
So I know Big John had to intervene in that and had to go say, goddamn, Wood, Mike ain't responding to my letters. So how did you find out that Coach was recruiting you then?
Through the teacher aide that worked at Spingarn.
Okay.
His nephew never said nothing. He tried to stay out of it all the time, which I respect him for that. But I always told his nephew, if I ever get up there with your uncle, I can win him a championship or two. I told him that from the start. And when I met him, and I told him that, he laughed at me, lit his pipe, and just sit back. What the fuck you think you can make me win me a championship? That's what he told me.
Coach told you that?
Yeah, that man, he used to tell me, go in the office to break some furniture and everything. That's the only big man I was scared of. I was really scared of this cat.
Coach was an imposing figure.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man. But I would run through a brick wall for him, even today. He's that good, but I'm sorry some things happened that, wasn't too kosher, with my book. I'm still trying to get my book. Hopefully I got a writer now.
How was those practices, Mike, up there on the hilltop?
We do blood every day.
Huh? You and Pat?
Me, Pat,
Dalton,
everybody.
Ralph Dalton?
Everybody.
Hey, Mike, because they, I'm telling you, them jokers were literally scared to death of you.
Everybody. We was drawing blood, man. And Coach would be, I think, so satisfied with it. He'll curse us out for nothing.
Y'all were the bad boys of the Big East. Y'all were the Detroit
We were up in
Pistons
Seattle.
of the Big East, because y'all was fucking people up.
We was fucking people up. We checked on prisoners. But see, and that's the way I played.
Mike was fucking people up.
Because I was sort of pissed off because he brought me there, and me and Reggie and Pat playing during the Kenner League, and couldn't nobody stop us. So I'm thinking, that's going to be the starting lineup right there. Hello. That's going to be the starting lineup right there.
Wifey. So you didn't start up with coming in that first?
Every time I would play good, like we went to Providence, I scored the first 12 points of the game. He set me down. I never seen the game anymore.
Wow.
That's how he was with freshmen, man.
Wow.
You know, but he knew for this series, for this run, he had to play me. Because don't get me wrong, Doom's a good player, but he's too small to play.
Doom had the
He's a
15
small
footer.
forward,
See,
yeah.
you didn't have the jump shot. Doom had the 15
He had
footer.
the 15 footer.
But like you say, you was going in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I was going in there.
You was cleaning that glass. You elbows extended.
And every time I see 7 footers, I get hyped because I always love to play against guys bigger than me. Oh, that's always been a thing, man.
How was Dalton? Dalton didn't get a lot of credit, man. Go ahead, Fred.
Dalton was a good player in high school. From what I heard, he didn't play much in high school until he transferred from Suitland to went to a military high school.
Dalton went to Suitland?
Yeah, he went to Suitland, but he didn't play much. So he went to a military school in Virginia, played there, got the honors, and then coach, he came to Georgetown, then he got injured. He had that injury that sort of like set him back. That set him back. He needed a special boot and everything.
That's how you ended up doing the 5 years? Because of the injury?
Yeah, because of the injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So if you knew back then what you know now, would you still go to Georgetown or Maryland?
I still went to Georgetown. Me personally, I would have felt like I would have went anywhere I go. That's the mentality I got. Because I went to UDC and never put on a uniform. Sports Illustrated ranked them second in the country. I ain't even put on a uniform yet.
Wow.
And I didn't play because Coach Will Jones and the athletic director that came from Howard had a beef. I'm going to classes, getting the grades and everything, and then he's going to tell me I can't play. And they argued over me. So I already had that with Coach Thompson and John Woods. I didn't want that shit again. So what I did, and Coach Will Jones worked with me, I hired, my first agent was JoJo White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I had JoJo White as my first agent. So I spent some time with him in Rochester working out and everything, and that's when I went to Seattle.
So what was about Maryland that you decommitted?
Just excited to be home. I was thinking about playing with Len Bias because my parents and his mother and them and other family members.
So that would have been
Lynn
Lynn freshman year as well?
On the weekend.
That'd have been Lynn freshman year too?
Yeah.
What changed that?
I think I had my chances better with Patrick.
Also, you got to remember his mother didn't trust him.
Lefty. She didn't trust Lefty.
Did not trust him.
But I think I had my chances better with Patrick. Seeing because I seen what he needed when they lost to Memphis State. He didn't have that power forward the year before, and I knew that. And then the following year I seen him play against Ralph Sanford. That sealed the deal. I didn't tell nobody anything. I just started going up to university. My godfather, who was my JV coach, who was a teacher at Spingarn, was taking me back and forth.
They used to have that open running in the summer up on the hills, and Big John was just bringing in talent, so yeah, they had you, they had Doom, they had Reggie, they had Wingate, had the Baltimore breed, so they.
Michael Jackson,
Michael Jackson was them two off of that team was scholars.
Yeah.
The rest of you motherfuckers was straight hood.
Yeah,
Pat was straight hood.
But what really got me, it wasn't the fact that I think Coach was an old school. He's from the old school, and a lot of people didn't understand him. He would say things, and then Miss Finley would say things. Like, for instance, I was told not to cut my hair bald no more because I scared the people on campus.
Man.
I was told that, you know, and then he'll tell me, you better not cut your hair. If you do, I'll send you back to Southeast. I mean, you better cut your hair. If I don't, I'll send you back to Southeast. Well, this woman just told me I'm scaring people up on campus. Why are you going to tell freshmen that? You know, we just coming in from South. We scared to death being Reggie. We was roommates.
Yeah, but you had that. You was 6'9", Mike. The bald head. You had that motherfucking look. That if you on the elevator, if I open the elevator up, Mike,
And that's how
that
it was.
motherfucker, Mike, I'm
It was,
gonna
because
catch the next elevator.
A lot of them alumni today, they hit me on Facebook. They would tell me when they first encountered me,
Yeah.
I'm around campus with a
Yeah.
blue sweatshirt and
Yeah.
everything, looking like Darth Vader and all that. I mean, I wasn't trying to scare nobody.
That was just your demeanor.
Since high school.
That's your demeanor.
Yeah.
You didn't give a shit. You wasn't going for nothing, but
But see, I cut my hair bald because I didn't want to comb it.
Oh shit.
That's why, because it was so curly, and then I didn't want to comb it.
what
My hair would grow and it would be
motherfucker
flat.
curly? What curly?
Yeah, my hair was curly.
Curly.
It would be flat like this.
Your motherfucking hair wasn't curly at no Your hair wasn't curly at no motherfucking number 9, nigga. Your hair wasn't curly in 19.
But it was curly. It was a dry curl.
Your shit
Not
wasn't
wet
curly in
curl.
1981, nigga. In that motherfucking boys club league. Your shit was just like you just said. Packed in. Yeah, and all that shit. If you picked that shit out, it probably would have come out like a fro.
But see, the thing was, I think I was at Jefferson there. They tried to get me to play ball, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't play ball. So one day I was going to school. So me, I'm a big motherfucker. I couldn't even make a layup. Back when I first started playing,
Yeah, I heard the
this
Jefferson.
one right here, right?
I heard the Jefferson story when you was down Jefferson couldn't motherfucking tie your
This
shoes.
motherfucker used to say, 6'9", you on the pine. I'm looking around at this motherfucker. 6'9", you on the pine. And he say, 6'10", when you gonna get in? I was just sit down.
This motherfucker used to say, man, you crazy motherfucker. Fucking with Mike Graham. Mike Graham used to look over at me with that motherfucker, with that motherfucker stare.
Oh, man.
Super green.
Hey, man, that was some good times, though, man. But it's, I don't know, man. It's been a whirlwind, since I left Georgetown. To me, it's been a like.
Before you leave Georgetown, how was that run, Mike, when y'all at the championship run, man? When did y'all think y'all was going to really, was it soon you got in the tournament? Because y'all didn't win the Big East.
Until I got a game.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm talking about that. Y'all won the Big East tournament that year?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened.
Go ahead, Slade. Go
Tell you
ahead.
what happened. They played Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
And they went in overtime with that game. Patrick had 4 fouls. The foul trade put you in. And you went in there and was wrecking shit. Also, I have a question for you. How did you feel when you swung on Hawkins? And then
You know something? I apologize. I always apologize.
Oh,
We the best of friends right now. We got the
Swung
same.
on anybody.
No, he swung on Hawkins in that
Yeah,
tournament.
we got the same birthday. July 14th, 1963. Born on the same day, year,
Did his
month.
research.
And so I swung on him, but that was the wrong person.
I got you, but you know that one of the refs threw you out, but did
No.
have a conference.
Yeah.
They had a conference and they let you remain in the game. But how did you feel once that happened?
I didn't even care. I didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to play. I didn't even know they had threw me out the game until one guy said something, and then all of a sudden they met, and then they said, "Well, I'm in."
It's common foul, man.
And then Bangham, they said out in the locker room, he started throwing chairs.
Yeah, they say he was mad as hell.
He was mad as hell.
Back in.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, Boeheim used to always say John was a big coach. Coach was a bully. He used to always say.
But he the one put that Big East together. He the one got all of them.
Oh,
made.
there's no question.
Yeah,
There's
he the
no
one
question.
got all of them. made.
Was that the same game that my man, the point guard, and Pearl and then Pat got into it? Remember, was that?
Was it Pat, him and Pat?
Yeah, that was when him and Pat was wrong.
Yeah, Pat swung on Pat when he hit Pat with a knock into another world, man.
So
He would not, but see, Coach used to catch ulcers every time we played Syracuse because of Pearl.
Yeah,
He had that quarter milk. He gets sick, man.
Pearl gave me the
Yeah,
business.
so Gene knew he was gonna play a lot that night.
So that run leading up to that, Mike, speak on that.
Well, that run leading up to it, our first game in the tournament we played it was SMU. The final of that game was 36-37. That was the longest game I ever played. And you know what? That was
The final
only
was
game.
what?
36-37.
36-37. That was the only game I had fear. I was really fear of losing, I guess. You know, but we wind up winning. I don't know how. It was a slow game. You know, and then after that we went to Dayton, and we played Dayton. They was a tough team. They was a smaller team, but they were tough. I guess that's when I got the bad pub with Britt Musburger. 'Cause when I turned around, he was standing right there. He didn't give me room. So it's like it's either me or you. I had to, you know, and it wasn't nothing on purpose, but hey, I did what I did.
Brett
He
was
was
in
supposed
your
to give me
space.
room.
He was in your space.
He was in my space.
Use your space.
He was in
Mike,
my
when you
space.
came down with that motherfucker, Mike, you was rebounding like motherfucking Bill Russell, because you used to go with the high.
Yeah.
Stretch
Take
the
him away.
motherfucker
So
over there.
they would stay in the way to get killed.
And then you here with it, and man, they used to talk about you so motherfucking bad on TV. They were like, Coach got these motherfucking
Thugs and all
these
that.
thugs and heathens, but that shit won. That shit won. That's what won it.
That's what won it. Yeah.
That nice shit wasn't gonna win it.
That wasn't. It wasn't
Pat was
gonna win it.
always ready to rumble.
Oh hell, he just ain't had nobody go with him.
Yeah,
Not at all. Just ain't had
he
nobody
wasn't
go
going
with
for
him.
nothing.
The
You know.
championship game. Shit.
Then who we played? We played.
Now we gotta go to the.
No, we played Kentucky.
Let's go to Final Four first.
Yeah, we played Kentucky, and they were scared from the jump.
Yeah.
And they had 2 7-footers, and I was hyped. You know, the shit just went. My mind just went, "Oh, we got this motherfucker." You know, we wound up doing the thing at the half and everything. It was close, but we was up, but it still wasn't enough for Coach. He came in the room, motherfucker. I brought you from over southeast to protect Pat. And if you don't protect him, I'm sending your ass back there. Nigga, I went out there and played like it was my last game. Cause I didn't want to go back to Southeast.
Pat,
You know?
Pat still owe you from that motherfucking Final Four.
But they, you know.
You definitely had his back.
Yeah.
So-
And I'm just sorry that I didn't stay around for Villanova, then I could have left. I would have left their ass hanging.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
Villanova slowed that game down though, Mike.
Yeah, but they still, man, they ain't had nobody knock these motherfuckers on their ass. If you ask anybody from Villanova right now today, if I was playing who would have won that game, they all would have told you we would have won that game.
So y'all win the chip,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to you. What led you to go to UDC?
Well,
Not attempt to go to
During the
UDC.
season, I was planning on leaving anyway.
Well, for pro or
No.
just to go to another school?
Just to go to another school.
Okay.
Because a lot of stuff happened that, you know, and maybe it was coach's way of doing things. Maybe I felt like he didn't mean no harm, but I seen a lot of lives destroyed, you know, as far as players. You know, certain players doing doing mental therapy and all that shit because they played for him and stuff that he said never bothered me. I remember during the season, don't nobody know about this, and Reggie excused me, but Reggie had left. And they called me to the gym and said I knew who he was. I didn't know who he was. I was in Southeast at the time. I was in trouble my damn self.
So
You know
Reggie
that-
Williams, Pop Smoke, got out of there.
Got out of there, man. Me and the other guy, Clifton Darisaw, begged him. I was like, Reggie, if you don't come back, they're going to send me home. He stayed about a week in Baltimore, and then he came back.
Man.
He said, because he wasn't going to have no Caucasian woman calling him all types of names and threatening us.
That's
You
what the
know, we heard
what's her
John.
name with the
We're not
Barbara
gonna play
Bush,
no more. Huh?
Barbara Bush looking. What was her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to call her Bob Miss Philly. I used to call her Bob.
And I think she meant well, but, you know, they went about things like
Nah,
that
they
and
was
all
from
that.
the hood. They wasn't going for that.
Yeah, they wasn't going for it, but I wasn't coming in there bringing it to them too. I used to run from her all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to because here's a woman that was scared of cats and rats and all that stuff. You know, I was thinking about one day putting a damn dead cat in a box or something and just sending it. You know, that's how bad it was. You know, but they had these certain favorites. You know, we had snitches on the team, like when we on the road. We had all those snitches on the team.
Oh, you know they
even
do.
some would come with us. You know, when we wasn't supposed to be out, but I always did what I wanted to do. They would follow me. I remember one day I came out, I was away from campus in the neighborhood. I'm coming out off the cables, the building off the cables back during the day. Visiting a little girl. I come down there smelling like weed and everything. They had an assistant coach about the door 2:30 in the morning.
Waiting on
I
you.
went right by his ass. I went right by.
I want to go back to the chip. A week after y'all won the championship, they didn't have Patrick Ewing, they didn't have John Thompson on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They had you on the cover. How did that feel?
That felt good because when I got back to campus, I had a little buddy, right? Took him 6 years to graduate from
I
Georgia.
know Coach called you all kind of motherfuckers.
Yeah, but if he didn't call you that, he liked you.
Yeah, oh
So
yeah.
yeah. Because he said, Michael, you yelling in my practice? You ever yawn with your damn mouth closed? That shit hurt. Tears coming down my eyes and shit. You know, I be so mad at coach, I take it out on the assistant coach, on little Mike
Mike,
Brown.
I don't want you to lose focus of the story you was getting ready to tell.
But,
Please don't.
Talk about some of them practices, man, with Coach, man.
oh man,
Cause I
coach
know,
be sitting up there.
I remember when I met him, man. I used to adore Coach on that sideline.
Coach is sitting in that chair with his whistle, hands like this, watch us up and down. Motherfucker, you gonna run? No, y'all need to run again. Bring me my pastrami sandwich, Danny. I'm hungry than the motherfucker. We looking at this motherfucker eating everything. By the time I finish the sandwich, y'all better get it in. If y'all don't, y'all run it again. Yeah, that's how, man, we had, man. He had the tape on the door. Nobody could peek through the practices or see anything.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, we had motherfuckers like the MASH unit. That's how rough we be playing. You know, that man, we drew blood at every practice, everybody.
Coach didn't allow y'all to talk to the media because he protected y'all because he said, you know, he knew y'all couldn't speak that motherfucking English properly. And then Reggie Williams proved him right in that motherfucking interview after the chip.
Well, I think both of them proved him right. You know,
Oh well, Pat, he was definitely protecting Pat.
yeah.
But when Reggie got up there, motherfucker,
But as a freshman, yeah, we couldn't talk to the media. But I guess that because after the championship, I had Good Morning America wanted to interview me. He said no.
Wow.
You know, they wanted me. They didn't want Pat, but he said no. So
Was it about the Sports Illustrated thing or just?
we didn't. I didn't know that then.
Oh,
As far as the Sports Illustrated, when I got back, I had this guy, white guy, Caucasian guy, 6 years at Georgetown. All he did was smoke weed and eat mushrooms. That's all. He come back, dude, you on the fucking cover of Sports Illustrated. I said, how the fuck you know? I just got back. He said, trust me, dude. Before you know it, I go in the drugstore on Thomas Circle.
Yeah.
I look, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. How he know that? You know what he is now? He's like a vice president of Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, wow.
Right now today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right now today. I'm
Nice
like,
picture
damn.
you dumped it over two dudes.
Yeah. You know, that was something, man. I remember us against Houston going out, and I told everybody we got this game.
I was getting ready to ask you that.
But
Did you really think
I knew we did.
y'all was gonna be the five slammer
I
Jones?
knew we did. Because let me tell you something, everybody was looking and laughing at me except Elijah Wan. I said, they scared of the motherfucker. I told Coach and all of them.
When
I said,
y'all
they scared
drew
of shit.
Houston,
I knew we was gonna be dead. I already knew.
so is that what you telling me?
Scared.
You was here?
I already was there. Anybody tell you, already, they thought I was crazy. I said, man, we got them motherfuckers looking at me instead of the lab line. They were looking at me in the lab line. So shit, I already knew. You understand? But then what fucked me up when Coach put me on Elijah one and back, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, why the fuck is that motherfucker looking at the cat, man? I was like, man, why Coach do this to me, man? He set me up. You know, but it was all good. We played well. We played as a team. You know, we had it. We had the bench. We had everything. Yeah, we jailed.
Is that the best player you ever played against in college?
What's that? Elijah?
Elijah Wan.
Yeah.
Cause you didn't play against Ralph.
Oh no, I ain't.
Yeah.
Ralph and them lost before, and they had lost. They was they wasn't in the final. Yeah, they was in the Final Four. Yeah, they were. I forgot. They lost to Kentucky.
They lost to Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Hakeem was the best motherfucker in the country.
Without a doubt, man. Every year he was developing. And I had to check this motherfucker.
Oh, well,
Damn. I'm talking about quick, man.
Cause you used to lean on him and that motherfucker spin.
Yeah, that's been I did, but he knew where I was.
Yeah.
He knew where I was, man. But I seen him when I seen the King, probably about 10, 12 years ago. I was in Houston. I was dealing with John Lucas. I was playing for him. That's when he had his own team,
Yeah.
Miami Tropics. And see Elijah one, he looked at me. He's like, "What the hell you doing here? You following me?" I was like, "Nah, dude, I ain't following you." So I said to myself, I must have been a nightmare. And then one day I was on social media and I seen this little clip about Elijah Wan talking about me. You know, that made me feel good. I got a little clip about Shaq talking about me. You know, how his father
I
used to
think
make
with the
that.
right team in the league, you would have.
Yeah, I would have.
You-
But see, I think I could have made it in Seattle because I was killing them in
Because they
Seattle,
were
man.
Seattle needed an animal. All
But
them
see-
teams back then, they was playing that kind of style.
My mentality and my immaturity killed it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
see, I was with Kevin Williams, Nick McMillan. We smoking and drinking and women cooking and
But
all that
Nate
stuff.
McMillan was already made. He was.
Yeah, second
Yeah.
round pick, bad news,
Yeah.
he still made it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I messed up at. So I don't blame nobody for myself, but myself for that.
Your and Pat relationship in school versus over the years.
We had a relationship in school. We had one class together, physics. I see him in practice. We would talk. I might see him over the years. We give each other a high five, and that's about it. But as far as I think we're not close, but I think this is the closest I've been to him this year because now all of a sudden I get seats on the floor and everything, and I get noticed because I'm there. And
If Mike Graham ain't on that '84 team, they don't win the chip. I don't give a fuck what nobody
everybody
say.
said that.
It is true.
But then I noticed at halftime.
Oh, y'all don't beat Kentucky.
Right.
Remember that?
Time, yeah. They always show the highlights of me and Patrick. So evidently I'm still within that school.
Yeah.
They don't show, they don't show nothing else but me and Patrick. So it's like, wow. So I've been going there. I call little Patrick and tell him I need tickets. I get him right there. I'm on the floor. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you was on social media, and you my man. I keeps it 1 million with you. And I'm like, you was like, anybody know how you get tickets for? Remember that?
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
I had people not give me
Yeah,
tickets.
but I used to say, I said,
Let me
Mike,
tell you what
how
happened.
the fuck you asking for
I
tickets
stopped asking
to
for the
Georgetown and you want a chip up there? Talk about that a little bit. If you ain't got
The coaches tell me, don't you know, they don't ask about nobody else but you. They don't ask about Patrick. They ask about you. He's telling me that all the time. If you would listen to me, you wouldn't be sorry. Trust me. I knew that. I knew I could have made my own way, in a sense. But like I say, immaturity. And that's why I tell all these ball players today, you think you got game and everybody telling you how wonderful you are? That's
Right.
bullshit. You got this entourage with you 20 motherfuckers. Okay, wait till you don't have no money and see who around you then. See what motherfucker you can call and get $1 from or get something to eat from. You'll find that out quick. So
So you was parading, you have no entourage?
no. Hell no.
No, Mike was always by his
I was always by my. I had a guy stop me yesterday. I was getting something to eat, and he said, "Man, I remember you, man. I used to see you when you was young up Georgia Avenue, everywhere DC bouncing the ball. I just wanted to get good. I ain't no entourage to jog or go somewhere and play for what?
So when
And
you
that's
go to the
pretty much-
games now, you and Pat don't talk.
Well, one time
He don't give you all access?
When he had the first victory, I dapped him and gave him a hug and everything. And then my first game I came to, he gave me tickets. I was sitting near his wife, and he looked over and said, Pat is talking to you. And I'm looking, and so I'm like, okay, it's cool, But I guess they might be upset about some things I said. I was just telling the truth, and I got that from Coach Thompson.
Yeah, because they was on you about that. But
Yeah.
like you say, you
I'm just
speaking
telling
that
the
truth.
truth. I played there too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And me personally, I don't have nothing against Ronnie Thompson, Pat, and I love him. You understand? But let the school go because you're holding it hostage right now.
Right.
You're holding it hostage. We losing money. And I know Pops planned it before he left. He's a businessman. This man making money from the grave. He's smart. You can't. Capitalism.
Your and coach relationship up top when you was on that hilltop for your 1 year, because he brought you up there for a reason. To
'Cause
do
he
what
knew.
to do what you did. You
He
what
knew
you
it.
did.
He knew it. It was a good relationship until at the end, when he was sick and everything. I appeared on a podcast, Reggie Wills' podcast, and I guess Reggie was upset because his son wasn't
Yeah,
playing.
because Reggie was upset too, but go ahead.
And he was upset because his son wasn't playing. He figured John should be fired. He was saying about how he called up there and nobody would never return his call, this, that, and the other. So I guess Reggie's views he thought was my views. Because I was saying they should give JT3 another year. So he wound up getting fired, and I started receiving these calls late at night from Coach. Playing, talking about he owed me this and that. Talking about these white motherfuckers give a nigga a building and think they own him. They trying to fire John. Write something on social media because you good at it or something so we can try to save his job. This was 2 in the morning. My dumb ass did it.
But he was calling the shots up there.
My wife came in the room and said, if you write that shit, you can forget about the marriage and everything. She said, because why he didn't ask Allen Iverson? Why he didn't ask Dikembe? Why he didn't ask Alonzo? And I thought about it.
Yeah.
She made sense. She made sense. And then I guess when he started hearing stuff, in the school newspaper was talking about we want JT3 fired. I didn't never want the man fired. I think he did a hell of a job. He was just put in a bad situation, coaching.
But they just come under they just have won did the Final Four, and if the big man on campus is the shot caller, how his son get fired? Who was doing way better than what the fuck Pat doing, and Pat still got a job.
I'm not gonna say, but maybe somebody will tell you this one day, who you know, and I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
He got sold out. That's what I heard.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why ain't nobody never wanted to take the job. He had all these coaches.
But he handed it to Pat.
He wanted somebody else because they wanted to keep that Nike stuff. They wanted to keep it Thompson University. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? To me, it got greedy. They got real greedy. You help certain people. It's a lot of guys that got a chip on their shoulder but afraid to say anything.
When JT3 got fired, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah. I mean, it was coming. I mean, you think about it. I mean, he had a long tenure. He probably should have been fired. But circumstances, he probably should have been fired the year before. Now his first couple of years, you got to think about it. He had Coach Eshby's team. That's the team Coach Eshby put together.
Right.
That's how he went to the finals.
Yeah, but you still got to coach him.
You still got to coach him. And he did good, but then all of a sudden they started falling off. They fell off because somebody hated my partner, and then somebody really hated my partner who was in John's ear all the time, who in a sense cared about his position, cared about the players, cared about the team. They was winning when he was on that team as an assistant. I don't know why they won't hire him.
He's still
No, he been gone. He had two terms with Georgetown.
Well, shit, they handpicked Pat's assistants.
And they shouldn't.
Lewis Orr and all them jokers. Nah,
They just probably
that
doing
had
more Patrick French.
That had no local
Nobody
ties.
knew about Georgetown.
Right, no local ties.
How they coach won the championship with 2 of his former players as assistants.
Right.
3 of them, Ed Spriggs,
Right.
Mike Rowley, and Craig Esther.
Right.
You got guys who don't know anything about Georgetown. Them motherfuckers, I'm probably sure they're great guys, but them motherfuckers look like they can't even coach.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in the world that your big men are so fucking sorry in the league. You got the best big man that ever played in the NBA. One of them anyway.
Yeah,
Why you having problems? These motherfuckers can't play no defense.
Now, Matumbo, son, some garbage.
They don't give him a chance.
Mike.
Yeah, but see, he got to develop, and the only way he'll develop.
Wait a minute, y'all can chime in.
Yeah, I know, chime
Mike,
in.
Mike.
The only way he'll develop is if he play more.
Mike,
Hey.
I don't know about Reggie's son,
Oh,
but I used to watch Reggie in the stands, and that Reggie used to be so motherfucking fired up.
Reggie's son wound up going to Delaware State as a grad student, averaging 23.3 again.
That's like what's called son. What happened?
Morning sun.
Yeah, morning son. What happened?
Yeah. Oh, I
Come on.
don't know where he's playing, but they did him wrong too. And I don't.
He was soft though.
Mike.
He was soft.
Yeah, he was, but
Mike, stop it. Stop it, Mike. He was not good, Mike.
No. I mean, they played hard. You know, and I could. They got one guy on that team now, number 22, play like I used to play, and I like his game. But while I was a center, they could have kept my man Q in Maryland. They should have never let him come back.
No, but see, I think he fucked up when he left because Georgetown got
You know what I'm talking about?
history
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
of
Big man.
successful big men. So when he left to go to Maryland, I didn't understand. He had the green light at Georgetown. He was the man.
And he had won all honors in the Big
He
East
was
and
the
everything.
man. He had the green light.
He left.
He left and went to Maryland and come right back.
Didn't play none.
But why is that? Because they didn't have no
They were
developmental coaches at his position, right?
And they still, evidently, they still don't. They let Primo, or whatever his name is, and this motherfucker Murray, excuse my French, they don't need no shit like that. He don't even play, Murray don't even play defense.
And Morning Sun
And
wasn't
he
that
turned
good to
over
me.
yeah.
Matumbo's son is clumsy as a motherfucker. I'm going to say it for you, Mike. I'm going to say it for you, Mike. I'm going to say it for you. I'm a Georgetown fan.
I know, right? I know.
Georgetown,
And then I can say, trust me.
I'm Georgetown, Maryland to the core.
To the core, I know.
And then Matumbo's son, oh, that motherfucker, come on. Now, you talking about a favor.
No, that was a play.
Yeah, that was a motherfucking favor.
You know, but I feel you should get the opportunity to some of that shit that they.
He had the opportunity.
They brought a guy who was a manager. They were gonna take his scholarship. Malcolm, I forgot his last name. Big old guy. They wound up, he was a player, then they wound up putting him as a manager. Then they brought him back. They brought him back and played him before they played Matumbo.
Wow.
See, it's no continuity. They don't trust each other as a team. They don't play no defense. They all messed up.
I think up top after, and this was, Coach and I had a conversation because I was on somebody had a post on Facebook, and I chimed in on the post and I said, they were talking about Chris Wright and these guys, and I said, Chris Wright averaged 35 points a game
in high school.
You went to Georgetown, who was running a Princeton offense. That's like you in the mud. And I was like, you got to pass the ball in the Princeton offense. You got to pass the ball 5 times
He's a 3-time
before you shoot. So he was stuck. And all I was saying was, Chris Wright shouldn't have went to Georgetown because that wasn't his fit.
Right.
The Princeton offense ain't for no prolific score.
But I'm trying
because they don't let you go out and just. Coach finally changed his tune when he got Val Brown and all those guys and AI, and he finally said, "Hey, we gotta let these motherfuckers out there. You gotta let them play. You gotta let them go." Because Coach was structured for a while too. Had him set in his ways. But he had to change. He had to change with the time.
He wasn't gonna find players like us no more.
He had to change with the time. God damn, to see the hilltop, man. I know all the alumni and Baby and them talk, and I used to talk to Baby and Baby, and they all had this fallout with Coach, and it wasn't my business, and but I just didn't, because you got 3 stories: the lie, the truth, and what's the third one?
I knew what you're saying, but it's true.
And I know people used to come to me, and I'm like, how y'all talking about Coach like that? I thought Coach was, always been great to me the day I met him.
But see,
and he loved you.
Yeah, he did. I think he did.
No, there's no question. I'm gonna tell you, and I think he loved you, and I think. What Coach was, and because he called me up on the carpet, because when that email, or not email, his man up there to run what's the little short dude go to Georgetown? That Hoya, what's the name of that magazine? Saxon. Yeah, Kent. Little short.
Kent Adrian.
Running Hoya Saxon.
Kent
Ain't
Adrian.
that the Hoya Saxon? Ain't that the Hoya Saxon?
Kent. I know Kent Adrian.
Little short. Nah, but he sent the joint up. So Coach he was mad with me, but I I didn't know that because I said Chris Wright shouldn't have went to Georgetown because
But see, you just telling the
he
truth. Coach
didn't.
don't
Right?
like
No. Well, one thing about it, I didn't know he was not
Sensitive.
mad with, but anyway, so Greg come and get me. We in coach talk. He said, and one thing he told me, he said, you were right. He said, but it just hurt me that it came from you. He said, because you my friend. And I
See,
said,
he don't
Coach,
like that, but
I
if
said,
you
Coach,
friend,
we
you will
was,
understand.
yeah, I said, Coach, we was on social media just having a conversation.
Yeah,
I didn't bash the school.
Michael
I didn't
Jordan
bash.
shit, huh?
I just thought Chris Wright's game
Was
didn't
it fit for
fit
Georgetown?
the
And it
Princeton
wasn't.
offense.
It wasn't. Here's a guy who's a 3-time All-Met. He's the only one besides Adrian Dantley that made All-Met 3 times.
Wow.
The boy was that good. He was a square average 30, well, 30 something. Yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not-
So I mean, it wasn't for him. It was Princeton offense. What Princeton offense was some shit. It wasn't for any of them.
So do you and Pat have a relationship at all, Mike?
I don't know. We don't talk or anything.
Mike, you protected that motherfucker up there, Mike.
Yes,
Yes, you did.
Well, maybe I am.
You
Maybe
did
I-
protect him up there. Pat wasn't going for nothing, but he
he
felt
was.
comfortable
He did.
with you by his side
He
that
did.
whole motherfucking
Oh, he did. I know he did.
1984 season.
Yeah, he did.
There ain't no
He
way
did, without a doubt.
you ain't gonna change my point of view on that at all.
He did. And I can tell. Let me tell you, we was up in Seattle, and it was about something about Fred Brown. Him and Coach would always beef, and he felt like that they would do some stuff wrong. So we was practicing one day. I think Fred was sitting out, icing his knees. We practicing hard. We knocking motherfucker down. So Pat going up, coming down the court, he caught that motherfucker back like that. Man, I went up in there and caught that motherfucker like this, took it down and knocked him on his ass. Coach said practice is over.
Yeah, that's his prize.
He said practice is over.
You can't fuck up the
Fred was
prize.
throwing motherfuckers in New York, Cuba, wherever he was. He was having them all.
You can't fuck up the investment.
So
Nah, he called it over, man. But we played hard, man, and we had that continuity because we knew what it was about. Definitely, I knew because I told them motherfuckers first day from the start. I come in here to win. I come in here to get a spot. That's what I told him, and I met it. Maybe I was a little bit too much calming, and I guess that was his way of calming me down. Because when we went to Hawaii, I played one game. They shipped me back home. Everybody else played. I had to go back home and do schoolwork. Well, I had to do schoolwork all well and good, but anybody, motherfuckers who gonna be honest
so
with
why did you even-
I was teaching half of them motherfuckers up there.
So how did you even go to Hawaii if you had schoolwork and they knew that? How did you go?
that was my next question.
Well,
What did you do in schoolwork?
let me tell you something. It was all about.
$1 million question, Mike. But you know the streets, you know how the streets talk.
Yeah, I'm going to work, but let me tell you what really hurt me. I had this tutor. I guess she was a friend of Coach Thompson and everything. She became a godmother of mine. Used to go to Costco's and me and Reggie was roommates. We had a room like this. Half the room be full up with shit, Costco's, just to feed me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, she's a nice woman. Come to find out, man, she really, really helped me. She helped me with the paper that I turned in. And we was up till like 3 a.m. getting the paper done. I turned in the paper, I got an A. I got an A out of the whole class, better than everybody. White man gonna tell me it wasn't my paper.
Your grades was under scrutiny up there. You know that, don't you?
It stopped.
They
because
talked about that in the streets.
It stopped because
And you said earlier your grades changed.
because after Reggie left and came back, I already knew I wasn't gonna be there the whole year.
Wow.
I ain't wanted to be there no more.
Wow.
I told him that. Let me tell you something. And this is what I did. Anybody would tell you. I wanted to prove them wrong. They come begging, knocking on my door every day. Would you go to summer school? I went to summer school, past them motherfuckers with flying colors. Okay, well, we gonna do this, that. Nah, I'm gone. I'm going to UDC.
So how did that? How did that come about
UDC?
when you decided to go to UDC?
Because that was my choice anyway. Doc Robinson and Will Jones and Earl Jones. And I wanted to be the one to win a national championship on 2 different levels.
But you didn't go. But you didn't.
We didn't do it. I had to leave. I wasn't gonna stay around and wait.
So you don't think you didn't want to chip that year with Earl? You know
I
they
had
had one.
to develop.
Huh?
I had nothing to
Yeah,
develop.
Bella was up that motherfucker.
We would have won that. We would have won it. Trust me. And we played so well. They started sending us to like the Boston shootout and shit. We played against the Memphis State team, William Bedford and all them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The only person we had was me and DeBella and Bernard Day. We bust their ass.
remember Bernard.
Them motherfuckers was scared of me the night
I'll
before.
stay on my page, on my
Yeah.
line.
They was already scared. DeBella said, man, them motherfuckers scared of you, man. We got the game. We went out next day, we bust their ass. They had all them 7-footers, basketball.
I remember all them. Yeah,
We bust their ass.
deep.
We bust their
So when
ass.
you tell coach you leaving, what was his thoughts?
I ain't jail. I just didn't.
Oh, you just up
I
and
just left.
Wow.
I just left. After all this stuff, I just left. I said I ain't want to go back there because I couldn't stand me coming up in a single parent household. I was the man in the house. I'm not gonna have no. Even though she might have meant well, I ain't gonna have no Caucasian woman tell me if I hurt the head coach, I'll never play basketball again.
she did what?
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Say that
She
again.
told me if you hurt John, if you and Reggie hurt John, you all never play basketball again. That's what she told us. It's a lot that they don't know about, and a lot of players know a lot of shit, but they scared to say. I got one guy that comes out, don't want to give his name, but saying a lot of shit. Nigga, just stand behind your shit. Let's end this shit right now and make it better for the alumni. Because they haven't done anything for us once you leave. They haven't. I had a woman years ago, I don't know if she still work up Georgetown, say, you want to go back to school? Everybody who worked there, Sam Harvey, you need to go back to school. You need to go back. They've been trying to get me in school. Now, me being scared, no, because the coach ain't going to approve of that. But they say the NCAA set aside money for former players to come back and go to school. I didn't know that.
Okay, me either. Yeah.
Yeah, she said, well, you want me to go ask him? I said, no, please don't do that. Because I was afraid.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I wasn't afraid no more because this shit got to come to an end. It does. It really does. We got a lot of alumni, former players that can give a lot to university. You know what I'm saying? That's why our program failed. Look at the Dukes, look at the Kentucky, look at the Memphis States. They help their players, their former players. You know what I'm saying? We the only ones that don't. If we do, it's certain players that you deal with.
Right, certain-
Shouldn't have to be like that.
Certain ones,
So-
yeah.
Shouldn't have to be like that.
So Mike, first of all, so I got to be like the Ernie Johnson up here because they don't care about nothing but time. You know, the batteries running low, cars and everything. We just talking. So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch the top real quick.
Okay.
You ready to sign? No holds barred. So no political answers. Top 5 ever played at Georgetown in your opinion?
Allen Iverson, Pat Ewing, Reggie Williams, Sleepy Floyd, and that's my.
That was 4.
That's fine.
You don't put Zoe in the top 5?
No. So fifth.
So 5?
Yeah, it's always fine.
So you got Allen Iverson, the greatest player in Georgia history.
That was his number 1. He didn't say no particular.
No.
Yeah, I ain't said no particular.
I'm asking.
Patrick is the greatest.
I wouldn't put AI over Pat.
No, me either. Cause see, Pat won a lot
And
there.
he did 4. And y'all did what? 1 year?
1 year. What did he do? Well, they probably did 2. So and they ain't win a lot. They ain't really what you call. They was
Yeah.
exciting to watch.
Exciting
But
to watch.
and they could upset a team.
Right.
But they wasn't they wasn't knocking down no doors.
So now part 2 is top 5 in the city that you've seen play.
Far as high school, college,
High school.
that I seen play. Lyndon DeBella, Bootney Green, Darrell Webster went to Coolidge. Scooby that went to Dunbar.
School was tough.
Yeah, he was tough. And Andre McLeod.
Oh yeah, Black was mean.
Yeah. He had that pro body.
Yeah, Black had thighs like as big as your fucking tree trunk.
Yes, he had that pro
Yeah,
body.
Black
Who
was
was the
tough.
light-skinned guy that played with Best Charles of Dunbar? He had a
Anthony Jones.
Anthony Jones.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened about him and I heard. He went to Georgetown. It ain't turned out right. He had to leave because he was dating a girl. The girl wound up posing in the magazine Jet. You know, when they had the centerfold, coach then wanted him to leave it alone with and ship his ass to UNLV.
Oh, that's why he went to UNLV.
And then this what I heard from the assistant coach though, from Coach Riley about me. One of UDC we were talking, you know, and he was saying, yeah, our plan was to first he said to trade me for the guy who went to Houston. What's his name? Anderson. I was like, I didn't know you can do that. Then he said I was supposed to go to UDC and come back to Georgetown. I said, I didn't make that, what you call him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is news to me. He said, oh yeah, that's what was gonna happen. I said, oh yeah? Yeah, you know, that tripped me out. I was like, damn, I didn't know y'all can do that. Y'all gonna make me come back there even if I didn't wanna go?
So, Mike, you went from being a champion at a major university to going to the D2 school. How did that happen, Mike?
Well, I wanted to always play for Doc Robinson and Will Jones. They tried to recruit me at Spingarn, but I didn't want to go.
Okay.
And then I figured, you know, after they done won the championship there, I think they got theirs before we did. I'm not sure. You know, and I was like, well, Earl Jones went there. You know, a couple
Britt.
of Spingarn players. I was like, why not?
Michael Britt.
Michael Britt, yeah, bless his soul. We became best friends. Earl Jones. So I felt at home. I felt comfortable, even though UDC is more like a high school and college.
Right.
You know, I guess that's why I felt comfortable because I didn't have all these Caucasian people looking at me all crazy and you know wondering if you know I'm gonna beat them up or rob them or something. You know, shit like that. So I felt comfortable there. If I would have played, I think I would have did
the
all
pro
right.
scouts followed Georgetown.
Yeah, they follow UDC too.
They was following you. Well, that's because
Earl
Earl
and Britt, yeah.
Yeah, but Britt never got a shot, did he?
Yeah, with the bullets, yeah. But
I mean, he
see,
tried out.
he couldn't. Yeah,
Britt ain't had that motherfucker. I think back then, one thing about the bullets, they were fucked up too.
I had a shot with him too.
They had unsale and
I still mad at me.
they.
I had Grant with me, turning them out, right? We ride around and shit. Yeah, man.
Hardy. Back then, Harvey was a party king. He used to stay at the classics with me.
Man, let me tell you something. We had a rental car. We supposed to turn the rental car back in. I'm like, man, we need to turn down this rental car. We was gone for days. I was like, I know I ain't making the team. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with Harvey. I was like, I know I ain't making the team. Fuck with him. I tell you, boy. I seen the fuck with the wrong. Every time I get with the team, knowing I'm gonna make it, I fuck with the wrong motherfuckers.
Hey, Mike.
Damn.
His father living, Wing father living in Woodmore, where some of them bullets jokers still got houses.
Yeah.
Harvey, Strickland,
What?
and all them. They still got them houses out there when they was playing for the Bullets.
Wow. And they keeping them on.
Hey, well, you can imagine. Good. But Mike, back then, man, them teams needed a motherfucking animal like you.
Yeah, you
That
know,
didn't demand the ball, that go do the dirty work.
especially in Seattle.
Yeah.
You know, I just couldn't stand.
How did that affect you when you got cut? That fucked you up, Mike?
Not really, because then during that time, my mom was already fucked up. My mother passed.
Oh, okay.
So I wind up going. They wind up. I got cut. I was the last cut, and I think I had a good camp. I was taking these motherfuckers like it wasn't no problem.
Well, don't take us from no other team.
I get clip-ins. I punished what's my man name? Deathlift Shrimp. I
Deadly
punished
Shrimp,
his ass.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, this NBA is it. And then I had this one guy, he got called up by Seattle so many times. You know, he wound up, he got cut before me, Curtis Kitchen. Great big guy, but he always talking about the way, what I used to do, and he was amazed of me just, you know, catching the ball from off the floor and dunking on motherfuckers and shit like that. During that time, I ain't had good sense. So,
Right.
you know, I was flying, trying to fly everywhere, didn't care. So it was real crazy. They wound up sending me down to, back on the East Coast to Albany, New York.
Right.
During that time, the coach was Phil Jackson. Wow. Yeah, I wound up playing for, let me tell you, I played for Henry Bibby, John Lucas, Phil Jackson, Cassie Russell. So I had a bunch of
You
guys.
playing with NBA motherfucking folks.
Yeah. But the thing was, man, like for instance, a lot of people don't know this, and I'm gonna say this. back when I was playing for Henry Bibby in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the CBA, our playoff run, we had me, Otis Birdsong, and Dexter Shouts.
Birdsong came to the CBA?
During that time, during the playoff run, I was averaging over 20 boards a game.
Man.
20, we was rolling. Made it to the finals. I didn't play in the finals. After we finished semifinals, I got popped. In the bathroom, got popped. CBA came down in there and wanted to piss. He got me. I know he got me. Nobody knew that story. It's the first time I told it. You know?
Mike, everybody was smoking weed back then.
Weed, dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
got that motherfucking 8-ball. You had that
Nah, I wasn't doing
1-on-1.
that. You understand? I do a little bit.
You had that motherfucking RE.
I was with motherfuckers who knew what they were doing.
You had that RE. You had that
Turning
1-on-1.
me out.
You had that
Yeah, I was
1-on-1.
a rookie.
Birdsong and them was on that. They did that heavy.
Who I played with? Oh man, Michael Ray.
Oh, you with old Michael Ray? That's how he made it through the
Let me tell you
league.
something.
That's how Mike made it.
Michael Ray got me in trouble, and I think he did this. Set me up with a girl, right? Made me miss my plane.
Oh, man.
I got fined. We had a club in September with Mike Tyson. In the back room acting stupid.
Oh, my God.
Man, 6 o'clock came, man, the Brown wanted to give me the ass because I know the plane was in there. I was like, I don't even want it. I know I didn't get fined. I knew I was set up. You would wait till daylight.
Mike, those were some straight coke motherfuckers you just named.
Yeah.
Michael Birdsong and them boys, and you was a rookie.
Yeah.
Shit.
About 10 more minutes, man. Another thing, I wasn't playing in those cold ass cities like Rochester and Albany, man.
Rochester, Sioux Falls. I'm gonna tell you, the worst place I played wasn't Grand Rapids. It was La Crosse, Wisconsin. First night I got there, man, snow was so high. So the owner taking all the players to dinner, we eating dinner. So I see this waitress, and you know I'm acting a fool. Man, I wind up hooking up with the waitress. Went over to the house. God, it was like below zero. I'm out back in the yard in the damn hot tub with no clothes on. I didn't even feel cold. Well, I wasn't cold at all. Got up the next morning, all 4 of my tires in my car was flat.
Crackers in the neighborhood got you?
I don't know who got me. I drove it back to my hotel on flat.
Probably the cold.
Somebody cut that joint up. It probably was a man. 4 tires?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I can see 1, maybe 2. But 4? I'm like, man, I'm getting the hell up out of here. I ain't go back.
They had ring cameras back then, Mike.
So
I ain't go back.
Somebody saw you in there with that motherfucking.
Yeah, that's what it was.
before we go, let me pick your basketball mind real quick. LeBron James just broke the record. Speak on that, and then speak on who's your NBA GOAT.
Well, without a doubt, my GOAT is Michael Jordan. You look at the stats. I mean, he probably broke the record, but he ain't got more championship rings. He ain't got more MVP titles. He just don't, you know. And he broke the record because he came straight out of high school. The next motherfucker gonna break the record need to come out of
Middle
school. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was able to break it. You know, and no better person couldn't have done it. I mean, I was rooting for him. I'm glad he did it. Yeah.
That's good, man.
You still a big basketball fan, Mike? I know you watch a lot of basketball. You
No,
come
I don't
down.
watch a lot of basketball.
You don't watch a
What
lot
I
of basketball no
kinda do
more?
now, I'm right now I'm in the 4th quarter of my life. So therefore I'm trying to get this nonprofit together to start really dealing with these kids, because I don't want no metal in my back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's important. I'm trying to get that together, nonprofit. I already work with a nonprofit that a partner of mine where we deal with senior citizens. We'll go like every other Sunday, fix them home cooked meals, you know, take them food baskets to their apartments and everything,
Right.
get coached. So, you know, I'm trying to make it about the community, you know, and then hopefully within the next year I can bring a real minor league team, basketball team in DC to sort of help the kids who don't have the opportunity to make money, you know, to make real money instead of getting these semi-pro teams that look like rec teams.
Right.
I have a question. because we haven't talked about this. This lottery ticket, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna bring that
Now
up.
I gotta bring it up.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
You holding this little bitty ass check.
And you make it so bad, hold it. You know when that motherfucker won that money?
Oh,
We was at the same gym. No, we was at North Brentwood.
holy shit.
Let me tell you.
But
I was still holding on to the ticket,
No,
though, right?
Mike left North Brentwood.
Yeah.
We was at the gym
Yeah.
hooping that morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike stopped at that Shell gas station right there
Yeah.
before he got on South Dakota.
Yeah.
Am I lying, Mike?
You right. And I had that ticket for so long. And I was during that time I was like a district manager for Renter Center. So I was going around the stores and shit, you know, making sure my inventory and shit all right. So I was like, damn, I had this ticket for a long time. I said, maybe I can stop and get me a beer. I know I got a couple dollars on it. I'm glad I didn't. You know, I went home one night and then I'm hearing them call, we looking for this winner in Washington, D.C., won $1 million. Here's the lucky numbers.
For real, Mike.
Started calling off the numbers, and I say, well, shit, I got a 50. At least I got one number. And I was asleep. Woke up the next
So you ain't
morning.
listen to the rest of them?
No. My brother-in-law called me, said, man, you heard about this mug? Get the number, man, they looking for. I said, man, send me them damn numbers. I'm going to hop in the shower. I get in the shower, take a shower, come back out, I got the towel. So I get my phone, I get my ticket, look at it. I get like a little bitch, I go, oh. I went, oh. Just like that, I got sick. Dog, I got sick. Straight up. Hey, man, give me another drink, man. Give me something else, man. I got sick. I got so sick. I called in and I went back in the room and went to sleep.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna give you a pass on that motherfucker.
And I got sick and scared.
But I'm glad Sled Jack.
No, but
I want to hear this motherfucking story.
But this is the thing. So I'm sick and I get this call. And it's coach's nephew, my best friend. He said, man, damn, man, somebody hit the damn number, man. He said, did you play the Powerball? I said, yeah. He said, did you check him? I said, nah. I said, get back with me, man. I'm tired. I got inventory. Well, you know what? Man, I woke up again, man. I said, I got to do something with this ticket, man, because I started thinking about child support and all that other stuff, right? So I calls him. He calls Coach. Coach don't believe it, so they come get me. Well, his nephew come get me, take me all the way down Solomon's Island.
Solomon's Island?
Yeah, with Coach on the house. I was sitting there by myself. I was hiding out. I gave Coach a ticket. He put it in the safe up at Georgetown, and I had a copy. He was like, you made a copy of it? I said, yes, sir. Give me that goddamn copy. So he said, I already signed it. So I gave him the copy and shit. I'm in this house at Solomon's Island with a 50 Hennessy. I drunk all that shit. I couldn't even get drunk. Scared to death. And then he called me. He said, let me tell you something, Mike. You got all these baby mamas calling up here talking about day one day money. He was fucking with me.
Oh, I can really say.
He was fucking with me, man.
It's me, Wing? Okay.
He was.
Ain't no more ice?
Yeah, he was fucking with me.
Any more after that?
And shit, I wind up, man. I was like, you know, I didn't know whether to get somebody to turn, you know, cash it in for me or what. So I just wound up doing it myself, and you know,
you ain't owe no child support?
Ain't none of that left over?
Well, no, because I was paying it. So they ain't nothing.
No, ain't none of the money left over?
You got the restaurant after that, man.
Yeah, I had two restaurants after that.
Barbecue joint, man, with the special sauce.
Yeah, man. It was all right, but then I was trying to run two restaurants, and I was trying to keep my job, and I wound up having a stroke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to give them up once I had the stroke and everything. And then everything started going down here, the marriage, the wife, you know, with all the, you know, selling my houses and everything. So I was like, you know, got to move on, man. Just keep it up, a learning experience.
Yeah, you stopped in
You
that
know,
same
and then I already heard the last week how a lot of my people that was close to me that was jealous and this, that, and the other.
Oh, you know what that money do?
Was coming to me.
You know what that money do?
$1 million ain't no money after tax.
After taxes, yeah. You know what that money do?
Ain't no money, man.
You know what that money do, don't you?
Yeah, root of all evil.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
man.
you
know,
stopped at
like,
that same motherfucking gas station I played the Powerball at that same fucking.
But let me tell you what the dude did though. The dude ain't wanted me to use the bathroom. I really brought the ticket because everything he had in there. was outdated. And I had to piss. I was like, I don't have no bag. I said, well, just give me a Powerball ticket. He gave me the ticket, right? I went around the back of his building and pissed on the door. I was mad at the motherfucker. And then I left. And then when I came back in that day, oh, my friend, what's up, buddy? I was like, oh, shit, I can use the bathroom down there, right? Yeah. But he done sold the motherfucker. They done changed it now. They made it out of Exxon.
5 minutes. Big fella, man, this was great, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. I'm gonna let you know when we post it up on YouTube, man. Always love, man, when we see each other. You come and support me, and I give you VIP treatment because you're always a VIP to me. I appreciate you, man.
My man,
Love you.
We appreciate you. We
Thanks
appreciate
for
you
coming,
for coming.
Hey, man,
Appreciate it.
let me know
You set the bar, Mike.
What's going on?
You set the bar. You set the
Hold
bar,
that camera,
Mike.
get a good shot of him real quick.
Yeah.
I need you to do a favor for me.
I'm gonna take a picture right.
No. Look into that camera,
Oh, okay.
and I want you to say, this is Mike Graham, and I'm in the den.
Live in the day.
Live in the den. I'm live in the den.
Hey, folks, I'm Mike Graham, and I'm live in the gym, baby.
Hey, man, you heard it right here live in the den, man. Mike Graham done set the bar. So now you motherfuckers know what you got to do when you get in here, man. Ain't no holds barred. You read the banner. We ask the tough questions, man. If you sensitive and don't want your story told, then you in the wrong motherfucking podcast, man.
Sir.
Live from the den. For my partners, Big Warner 3500 minus 3400. My main man, Wings World.
Mr. 55.
Damo. I'm MR Snapper, the Sarge. My guest, Mike Graham. Move 'em.
Move.